Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Hi, Jennifer. We've started the recording, so that'll
Okay.
start.
Great. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for being here.
Hi, you're welcome. Do we have any deaf people confirmed?
Not known to me.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right, and Jennifer, you are the co-host.
Okay.
And I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Hi, Giovanna. Thank you for joining.
Hi, good morning. I'm glad to be here. I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Do you need me to make an announcement this morning about accessing interpretation?
I think so. That would be helpful. Yes, please.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Diane. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining.
Hello. Thanks for
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Just heading back to my clinic in the car, so I am going to put myself on mute, but
Okay.
I was logged in here.
Oh, I appreciate you doing that. Thank you. I know it's been a long time coming. This whole process started. I
Yeah.
talked to you back in January, so thank you.
Like, I know things take a while, but I'm so grateful it's happening. So
Me
yeah,
too.
for sure.
Me
All right,
too.
stick myself on mute here.
Okay.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Diane. Long time no see.
I know.
Hi, Adriana. Thanks for joining. We'll get started in about 5 or 6 minutes. Hi, Michelle. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're admitting some more participants and we'll get started at just minutes after 12.
Muchas gracias por unirse. Vamos a comenzar en unos minutos hasta que esperamos que los participantes se vayan uniendo a la llamada. Muchas gracias.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm admitting more participants. And we'll get started in a few minutes.
Hola a todos, bienvenidos. Estoy dejando pasar a otros participantes y vamos a comenzar en unos minutos.
Okay, let's decide to start at 12:03. Seems like it's slowing down a little bit.
Muy bien, entonces vamos a decidir para empezar a las 12:03, porque ya parece que están cayendo menos personas.
Okay, I think we'll get started. Thank you all for coming to our public meeting today. I will go into some detail about why we're here and really appreciate everyone's participation. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Jennifer Bloom. I'm one of the directors of client services here at Alta California Regional Center. I'd also like to note that our executive director, Lori Benalis, is here, along with our director of intake and clinical, Camelia Houston, director of client services, Michelle Johnson, and director of community services and supports, John Decker. We also have a number of regional center early start service coordinators. I think all of our early start managers are here, in addition to our community services team and our vendor providers. So thank you all for coming today. It's really important to us that you're here, and we really appreciate your support. So we're hosting this public meeting today as required by the Department of Developmental Services. I'll say DDS moving forward. This is part of the AB 637 waiver proposal process. This 637 waiver process allows regional centers to submit a proposal to the DDS to develop innovative ways to effectively deliver services to the children and families of Early Start. ACRC is requesting that the department allow us to waive the median rates for Early Start providers who provide services to the children and families of Early Start. We've sought lots of input from our vendor speech and language pathologists, physical therapists, and occupational therapists. We've asked them questions about, how could they serve children differently if ACRC were able to fund services at the market rate? For example, how many additional slots could they open up? How many additional children could they serve? How would they utilize those additional funds? And the results of our conversations yielded positive responses, specifically about being able to provide more immediate access to services to children and families.
Hey, Jennifer, real quickly,
Yes.
we're just going to do a quick pause real quick for an announcement from Herman related to the language lines.
Oh, excuse me, yes.
And I'll actually turn it over to Giovanni to provide instruction to those interested in Spanish language audio translation. Once she makes her announcement, we'll activate that alternate audio channel. And John, as host, I believe you have the globe icon, hopefully, to activate that once announced.
Oh, thank you, Herman. Thanks, John.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches a todos. Esta reunión va a contar con interpretación simultánea bidireccional del inglés al español. El globo de traducción no va a aparecer hasta que después se haya leído todas estas instrucciones. Si es bilingüe, no tiene que presionar nada. Si no lo es, tendrá que elegir su idioma para escuchar la interpretación. Si está en una computadora, vendrá un icono en la parte inferior de su pantalla a la derecha en forma de globo que dice interpretación. Seleccione ahí y elija español. Si está utilizando un iPad o un teléfono, localice el menú de 3 puntos que aparece arriba a la derecha. Seleccione interpretación de idiomas y elija español. Thank you.
Thank you, Giovanna. So today
Additionally, for anyone interested in ASL translation, we do have an ASL translator present, and you can pin their image to your screen in order to keep that translation view in focus.
Now, Herman, should I then turn on interpretation rooms?
Yes, please.
Okay, done.
You're muted, Jen.
Thank you. So today, during our public meeting, we're going to be discussing why we're submitting this proposal. We're asking for your public comment. We're asking that you submit your comments either in the chat, via email to me, and/or at the end of this meeting. So I have a presentation to share. Okay. So today's public meeting again is about the AB 637 waiver request. So Alta California Regional Center is responsible to meet required timelines for eligible infants and toddlers to receive an initial IFSP meeting within 45 days of being referred to Early Start, and then required services after Early Start eligibility is established. Most common, these evaluations and these subsequent services are provided by speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, and physical therapists. The current provider capacity is not meeting the demand of the increased referrals to Early Start. To give you an idea about that, in 2022, Alta received 3,035 Early Start referrals, 296 reactivations. So that could mean a child or a family who has, maybe they started the Early Start process and then they stepped away for a bit and they came back. And then also 97 interregional center transfers. These regional center transfers happen when a family moves from one regional center catchment area to another. So based on the data that we are collecting, we anticipate that the number of these referrals will just continue to increase. And that's holding true so far in 2023. We rely on our vendored SLPs, PTs, and OTs to provide services to the children and families of Early Start. And we're having some struggles in recruiting and training and maintaining vendors to provide essential services because at this time, we are required to negotiate an hourly rate for these services up to an amount set by the Department of Developmental Services. We're finding that there are some challenges in recruiting and attracting vendors to work at Alta California Regional Center, not because they don't have the passion to serve the children of Early Start, but it's difficult to fund at the rate that's currently offered. This is where the 637 waiver comes in, and this is pursuant to Welfare and Institutions Code 4669.2, and that's what sets the cap for negotiating provider rates at the statewide median rate. We're hoping that the approval of the AB 637 proposal will allow us the ability to develop innovative means of providing these critical services to the children and families of Early Start. So to give you an idea, the current hourly rate for the vendored providers that I mentioned, speech and language pathologists, OTs, occupational therapists, and physical therapists, is about $83.76 an hour. We're proposing an hourly rate at $140 per hour. This is determined by our conversations. We reached out to all of our vendor OTs, PTs, and speech and language pathologists and asked them about the market rate that they might.
Excuse me, Jen. Jen, it's Lori.
Hi.
I'm wondering, are you intending for your slides to advance because you're still on the front page?
I sure am.
I thought you might be. So we're looking at the slide with the running slides on the side.
Oh my goodness. I thought I had everything so smooth and ready to go.
You know what? You're doing A-okay. There you go.
Are you seeing movement now?
Looks perfect.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Of course, everything was just moving right along on my screen. Okay. I will bring us up to speed here. I was talking about the rates, the proposed $140 an hour rate, and explaining where this came from. This came from our discussions with our vendored providers around similar rates that they might be receiving from their contracts with medical insurance or school districts. And this was a very common range, right around that $140 per hour. Moving forward here, we're talking about, what might happen if this proposal is not approved. So unfortunately, I think, if we're not able to receive approval for this proposal, the struggles that we're having are just going to be, they're going to be compounded because the number of children coming into the Early Start program continues to increase. And if we're unable to negotiate a competitive rate for services, we fear that we're going to continue to lose the valuable providers that we have recruited and that are providing these services to the children and families of Early Start. And that of course would delay our ability to provide timely services to children as required by law, and then also put us out of compliance in our ability to provide the subsequent services that are identified in the IFSP. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we are accepting public comments through May 29th, and those can be submitted today in the chat, by email. You can feel free to contact me, and my email address is right here and phone number. And I'm happy to open it up for any questions or discussions at this time. I'm going to stop sharing so I can see, we can all see each other. And then I'll put my name and contact information in the chat as well. Hi, Christina. Yes, please.
Hi, I'm just curious if you know when you might hear back whether or not the proposal gets approved. Do you have time? Sorry if
I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing. Is anyone else?
I think the question was, do you know when the proposal is going to be approved? Does that sound right, Christina?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
a response to when you anticipate hearing a response, and then maybe if it is positive, when it might go into effect.
Okay, thank you. That's a great question. So we're going to be submitting our proposal to the department at the end of our public comment period. So we need to allow the public comment period through May 29th. And then after that, we'll be submitting our proposal. And it's a written proposal that we send to the department along with our meeting notice and just really demonstrating that we've gone through all of the necessary steps. And we'll be updating our community, our vendor providers, our board of directors, and our employees about the outcome. As far as the turnaround time, John, is that something that you might be able to help us with?
Yeah, so we will get it into the Department of Developmental Services, and in the past, we've heard responses back as quickly as 2 weeks after we have turned these in, but it truly is up to the Department of Developmental Services. And so we have no control over it other than we can ensure that we keep service providers updated on whether we've received a response or not. And since we have so many service providers that have logged into the meeting today, I think, and Helen's on here too. So Helen, let's just do a reminder that we will update folks, within 2 weeks of when we submit it to the department, and then just let folks know as soon as we hear back.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. I'm hopeful, I'll say that. And I'm really grateful to all of the providers that are on this call because you were all so responsive. I have just mountains and mountains of data and testimonials that we can incorporate into our report that I think, I hope will be convincing to the department and help them understand the importance of this proposal. And any public comment you can share, whether now or later, will be really helpful because that's also going to go into our report. So if you don't want to do it right now, it's just fine. But I encourage you to please send to me later. Any other questions?
I have another question.
Yes, I can hear you so much better.
Okay?
Yes, much better.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. I was just curious, so the proposed rate change, if it is approved, what do the vendors need to do to access that rate, or will it just kind of become the new set rate across the board?
My understanding is this would be the new set rate.
So we would go through and update all of the
Okay.
authorizations
Thanks.
so that the authorizations are for the new rate, and then the rate table will have the new rates on it. And so when the service coordinators go to choose for new authorizations, they'll be able to choose from those rates.
I see. Okay, thank you.
I do have a question too.
Hi, Melissa. Yes, please.
Okay. If this initial proposal gets rejected, is there a way to quickly go back and renegotiate? Is it kind of an all or nothing? Do we need a whole other public meeting? How does that kind of look?
That's a great question. This is my first time navigating this process, so I'm not sure what the answer is.
This is Lori. Let me pop in here. We don't anticipate that it will be rejected, so we don't need to even go further in that topic.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have
like
a question.
that positive energy, Lori. Thank you.
I have a quick question. How will it be adjusted for evaluations compared to therapy treatments?
Who asked that question? I didn't see the name pop up. Oh, hi. Okay. Well, that is, I think that's something we're going to need to discuss internally with our community services team. But the intention is to increase the rate so that it's more viable for you as a business. And that $140 an hour rate, that was just a general question we asked of our providers, you know, what would you be able to provide differently, and how would you be able to serve differently if this rate was increased? As far as the evaluation subcode, John, do you have any insight on that piece?
No, I mean, go ahead, Helen. Sorry, I see Helen.
Oh,
Yeah, so
hi, Helen.
Jen, I think that will be an internal discussion. We had a formula that we used for the evaluation rate that we offered, but we have to discuss it internally if we're going to follow the same formula.
Thank you, Helen.
Right.
I don't see you on my screen immediately, so thank you for being here. I know you're here, I just can't see you. I see a question in the chat. Corey asks if clients and families have provided input or just providers. So our charge was to seek input from our vendor provider community and also from our stakeholders. So there might be clients or parents of clients here on this call. I'm not certain, but in terms of, we'll take public comment from anyone from the public who wishes to share their thoughts and ideas about this proposal. And then Corey, you also asked, would ACRC prioritize in-person services versus telehealth? No, this would be a across the board rate increase, regardless of the service delivery. I think you're all aware that families are almost, dare I say, demanding in-person services in a lot of cases. And so we hope that this will afford the opportunity to provide more in-person services with a higher rate. You're welcome.
It's Rennie. There's a question that Christina put in that I'm also curious about. Will this rate also be applied to IDP speech as well? In general, like how are these rates relative to IDP rates?
Okay. Thank you, Rennie. I didn't see that. There's a lot happening in this chat. I'd like to ask someone from community services to help answer that question because I know there were some recent changes with IDPs.
Helen, you want to throw that one? I will throw that one back to you again.
Brittany, I think we have to kind of take a look because an IDP is a community-based day program and is therefore part of the rate study. but I also know that the intent of the AB 637 waiver is to allow all early start providers to receive the rate increase. But I think there's a technicality issue that's involved. So this may be a conversation that we need to have with DDS, but an IDP is a community-based day program and is subject to the rate study. That's where it stands right now.
But IDPs aren't a day program and they don't run like a day program. We see individual children like individual therapists see individual children. And why would, I guess I'm curious on that, if you could inquire with DDS, why an IDP for services for a child is being treated as a day program when it's not a day program. We don't get day, like, I know the day program rates as they relate and how they get reimbursed because we have a day program, and that's not how our rates are. They don't, the auths aren't written like a day program auth. And then my other question about that is, for that, we have to get the highest rate, we would have to prove some quality assurance measure. So are you not going to require any quality assurance measure of any other program in early intervention, but you're going to require it of like that 10% over of these programs? Like the IDPs?
You know, Rennie, yeah, that is something that we need to discuss with DDS, but right now, Title 17 classified an infant day program as a community-based day program. And as you can see, that was the reason why you guys were, or the IDPs were included in the rate study. As far as the other question is concerned, the quality assurance that you're discussing, I think that's something that we have to talk to DDS about. Yeah, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know if John does, but I don't have an answer for you right now.
Rennie, I'm making note of your questions so that we can ensure that we answer that satisfactorily.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Or we need to extract the IDP program from a day program, because IDP doesn't stand for infant day program. It stands for infant development program.
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, so like that's concerning to me, because we're also, if you were talking about like how the rate would impact your ability to serve.
Mm-hmm.
So the rate you're proposing, just so we're all on the same page, and I don't mind being a little transparent about this, is higher than the rate we receive for our IDP services currently. And we serve a decent number of children, but it would impact our hiring, because it's harder right now for us to increase our salaries because just overall cost of employing people is higher. And so without that higher rate for an IDP like ours, we're not getting $140 an hour for speech for sure, and not for child development, and we're not getting it for OT. It's a little less. So I think that's something to consider, because you're like competing against yourself now to some extent. If you have clients that are IDP clients and you're offering a higher rate for treatment that isn't related to an IDP, and the children presumably with an IDP, so this is more like public comment part, right? Like the children who are qualifying for the IDP are the more significantly involved children. So you're competing against providing for the most significantly involved in that, not you yourself, but if this structure were to take place.
Thank you, Rennie. I've got that noted here. And we're recording also, so we've got that, we'll have that documented. You're welcome. Pam, you're asking if DDS is regional or statewide. The Department of Developmental Services the Department of Developmental Services is a California state agency. not specific just to Alta California Regional Center. DDS oversees all 21 regional centers in the state. Any other comments that I may have missed in the chat?
Jen, there's a question that just popped in.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Then why would different regional centers have different rates? John or Helen, that's would one of you like to answer that question? I don't want to overstep or misspeak there. I know there's multiple reasons.
So originally by Title 17 regulations, all of the speech OT, PT 707, 772, 773 are mandated to be Medi-Cal rate. And with the passing of the 637 waiver in around 1989, 1990, Alta submitted an AB 637. That's why we were able to reimburse at a higher rate. Now, in addition to the waiver as an ability to offer a higher rate, there's also a provision in California Early Intervention Services Act to use service code 116. And 116 is not mandated to be a medical rate. With the 116 service code, regional centers are able to either pay the usual and customary rate or a negotiated rate. Some regional centers, other regional centers, not Alta, utilize 116 as a service code to provide early start services. And that's why they're able to either negotiate a rate or pay the usual and customary rate. In Alta's case, however, we use AB 637 waiver to pay a higher rate than Medi-Cal. And so now we have to continue using AB 637 waiver to change the rate for early start. But that's the reason why different regional centers use a different payment system. Is we have the 116 and then we have the AB 637 waiver.
Thank you, Helen. That was so clear to me.
Thank you.
Others are saying thank you. That's been a big question in the past. People have been wondering. So now there's some clarity there. Helen, as a follow-up question, could ACRC request to move back to 116?
I don't know.
Okay.
At this time, I don't have the answer, to be honest with you. I think that requires research.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can, but we did utilize the AB 637 waiver.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right.
Anything else? Well, again, I'm grateful to all of you for your participation today. The public comment period is open until May 29th. And then that day or the next day, we'll be submitting our proposal to the department. We won't delay on getting that submitted. Okay. One of our service coordinators says, ACRC vendors, we appreciate you. Thank you, Lauren. It's heartfelt, I can tell.
We appreciate them so much. They take so many of our referrals, and these kids aren't getting many services through their medical provider at this age. So I can't imagine what we would do without them. I think they deserve the money.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Before we close, Corey asks, is there anything specific we should be adding in the public comment? I mean, certainly the public comment is yours. We want to hear either your support or any concerns or questions you have. And really part of this process is to get stakeholder input and backing to support making this change for our regional center. Okay. If there's nothing else, I think we will go ahead and end the meeting.
Jen, one more question.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
Where shall we
Where's-
direct stakeholders?
Yes, I shared my my name and email address in the chat, and then we also have it on our public meeting notice. My name, phone number, and email address on the public meeting notice with the Zoom invitation that brought you to this meeting. Everything is there. I can put it in the chat once more, so it's refreshed. Yes, Catherine, I can share the slides. My name in the chat once more with my email address. Catherine, yes, any and all public feedback and let's see, you said would support. Yes, it would be a benefit. We'll take as much public comment and feedback as you'd like to share. Thank you for asking the question. You're most welcome. Thank you all. It's been a group effort for sure. So hope to be sharing good news soon. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.